here is the latest video in the series that was going to be Stick or Twist. People got offended. It's no longer Stick or Twist. Can't remember what it's called anymore. But where we go and we assess and we look at what role a particular player will have for West Ham in the upcoming season. Will David Moyes utilise them? Will David Moyes want to get rid of them? Will David Moyes bench them? Will they get the Vlasic treatment or will they get the Souček? I'm not even sure what the Souček treatment is anymore. When I started to say it in my mind, the Souček treatment meant play every game because Vlasic didn't play. Souček play every... Anyway, whatever. Manuel Lanzini today. Okay, let's get the transfer gossip and tittle-tattle out the way as far as concerns Manuel Lanzini. I make no apologies for saying that Lanzini is one of my favourite West Ham players. He's got technique and he's got wonderful ball control, so comfortable in possession. I've always liked players like that, even if they weren't brilliant at it, but they were the only ones trying to do it. I remember under the dark days of Sam Allardyce, and I'm not just talking about his shadow. No, I'm talking the dark days of his football. And I remember desperately wanting Zarate to come on. Why? I know he was a bit greedy. I know he gave the ball away a bit, but it was just he would bring some joy. He would do something technical. When Joe Cole came in, I thought that was a great bit. I think there was a game that we played once. I remember being at Upton Park. I might have this wrong. I might be remembering it with rose-tinted spectacles here, but I seem to remember. I think we might have been playing Fulham or something like that. We were at Upton Park, and I think he brought on. Cole and Ravel Morrison, and possibly Zarate was around. I might be remembering it hazy, but I remember looking, thinking, "Wow, look, footballers, brilliant." Lanzini is a footballer. Lanzini is a really, really technical footballer. Lanzini is quality. Lanzini wouldn't look out of place. If when Man City are pinging it around, if just for 10 minutes you removed somebody out of Man City's team and plonked Manuel Lanzini in there, he'd just do it. You wouldn't notice any difference in the football. He can do it. Pass and move, pass and move, pass and move. Happy to receive the ball under pressure. Some people say get rid of Lanzini's past it. Look, I'll tell you now, we'd have to replace Lanzini. Lanzini is no trouble at all. He's technically as good as anything that we've got. He's already settled and he can play in one or two positions. To buy a player technically that good would cost a lot of money. We can't afford to replace Lanzini. Yes, look, he's had his injury concerns, but tell you what, wasn't last season. Last season, he was available a lot of times. He played between, believe it or not, he played between 30 and 40 games last season. I should have done my search before this video, but between 30 and 40 games. What I like about Lanzini as well is when he went over to Argentina, when they had their break after the season broke up, did an interview out in Argentina. He said, can't wait to get back to Rush Green. Can't wait to see the lads. Can't wait to start training. Had a really good season last season. Think we can do even better. That's exactly the right attitude. Exactly the right attitude. And I think having Lanzini there I think for Moyes, possibly softens the blow. We all know, and when I say the blow, I mean the Jesse Lingard blow. That's a nasty image. Anyway, basically, Dave, we all know that we need a striker. We all know that we probably need a left-back, central midfielder. We know the positions we need. Probably not one of those that's top of everybody's list. Some people will say a striker, some people say left winger, some people say left-back. Not many is centre attacking midfielder, but you understand why David Moyes is going for Jesse Lingard. You absolutely understand it. However, I think what softens the blow, bearing in mind I don't think we're going to get Jesse Lingard, is having Lanzini there. I think you've got you have got Lanzini, you've got Ben Rama, you've got Fornells. All those guys can play in that position. So I think Lanzini there is really an important role. This is the final year of his contract, but we have a 2-year option on it. I think the sensible thing to do with it is say to Lanzini, look, we're probably going to exercise the option on you, but don't do it right yet. Do it in January or whatever, and just see where the land lies there. He's clearly not kicking off about it. He's clearly happy over here. His dad goes to away games. He goes to quite a lot of the away games, goes in there, stands in with a crowd and all the rest of it. He is a player that's immersed himself in West Ham. He really has. Look, it's not maybe as vocal about it as as Fornals is, for instance, the way Fornals talk about if he'd have been born in Dagenham and the rest of it, you don't get those sorts of sound bites. I do believe it when Fornals says that stuff, by the way. But you don't get those sort of sound bites from Lanzini, but actions speak just as loud as words in that instance. And clearly his dad going to away games, travelling away fans, a very approachable guy, nice guy. He clearly has a great affection for the club, in the same way that he has great affection for Boca Juniors. He said he wants to go back there one day. But I tell you what, I would not mind him at all doing. I think he's been there 8 years now. I wouldn't mind Lanzini. I'd be nice to see him doing 10 years at West Ham. I really do. I think he's been an excellent servant for the club. But I'm not talking about us doing him favours here. I do think he is absolutely brilliant. There are times when we really struggle to retain the ball. There are times when David Moyes drops Lanzini in the team and our passing just looks a whole lot better. I've said this so many times, you'll know what I'm going to say on here, which is he enjoys playing with Declan Rice. They're both happy to lend the ball to each other. They both don't mind if they're marked. You look at a lot of players, I don't just mean our players, I see a lot of players these days, and if they're marked, they don't want the ball. And they almost don't expect to get the ball. Whereas Lanzini, even if there's a guy behind him, he's saying, just give me the ball. He'll just lend him the ball. He'll lay it off. He'll spin. He'll move into move into space. He'll say, give me the ball again. It's perpetual motion. He's just a bright footballer. And you know what? They don't come about that often. I'm sure there are lots and lots of technical players out there, and I'm sure everybody thinks they know a player who could possibly replace Lanzini, but these guys aren't cheap because they do the magical stuff. And not all of them can do that magical stuff when it goes onto the pitch. They might look very good in a different league, they might look very good on their highlight reel, but can they actually do it on the football pitch? Can they settle? Possibly, possibly not. One thing we know with Lanzini is he has got the innate ability to produce all that good stuff, but it's a transfer we don't need to worry about. And let's be honest, at a time when we have got rid of so many players, retirement, loans going back. Alex Krauss, I mentioned in the video this morning, as signed for the Emirates club. I don't mean Arsenal, I mean a club in the United Arab Emirates. The last thing we need is to start getting rid of players that... Well, I'm not sure we're going to fill the positions we've lost. We don't need to lose any more of them. That's why I keep Lanzini. You keep Ben Rama. You absolutely do. And let's be fair, even if we were to sell Lanzini, what would we get for him? Because he's got, technically, be seen to be in the last year of his contract. He's, 29, something like that? I don't think we'd get an awful lot. He's got a bit of an injury record. 10 million, something like that for Lanzini if we were lucky. Are we going to get a replacement for 10 million? Are we? Heck, not at all. The other thing I look forward to seeing him play is... with Flynn Downs in the team. Because Flynn Downs looks exactly the type of player that I just described Declan Rice and Manuel Lanzini as. Lend me the ball, give it back, pass and move. Happy to receive the ball when marked. And I think particularly sometimes when too much reliance is put on Souček, when we're not asking Souček to rampage forward and do what Souček's good at, which, by the way, we didn't last season. We're asking Souček to sit in the middle of midfield. The passing breaks down because he can't do that stuff that I just described. Souček can't do that stuff. I've already done the Souček video. I did that a couple of days ago. So you know what I think. Move him, give him his position back, move him further forward, whatever. But I think with Flynn Downs coming in, I think suddenly you get a situation where we may well be able to dominate matches in terms of possession when teams sit back. A lot of people have asked about Warburton coming in. Warburton coming in absolutely means we're going to be working on these passing drills, this first touch stuff, this more technical way of playing. And I'll tell you what, if what you're going to do is bring a coach in to coach a technical way of playing to try and bring the players' standards up so as we can help break down teams that have decided to sit back and defend against us, if what you're doing is what you want to do is create a culture where people are comfortable in possession, where it's pass and move and where your first touch is good, I've got to say, just muck that last bit up. With Manuel Lanzini in the team, you've already got a ready-made player who can do that stuff.